Generally, it is. She'll just say a few words.
Delegates and participants, kindly mute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. Learn from history. Look for today. Hope for tomorrow. Important thing is not stop stressing. Teams and team members. Learn from history. Look for tomorrow.
School.
Not stop stressing. As agile organizations, teams, and team members, we must constantly question what could be better in order to continually improve. A very good morning to all the solvers and delegates adorning the physical and the virtual times. This international conference on emerging approaches in business management, agile practices, ICEABM 2021. The pandemic took the word on a roller coaster. It taught us both good and bad lessons. The word positive became the most negative word during 2020. Handshake became namaste. From socializing, we started practicing social distancing. Going to office became work from home. But after all, COVID-19 reiterated the facts of life. This too shall pass. The world is returning back to the new norm. Yes, new normal is the order of the day. Taking this cue, the Department of Management Studies, ISP, Vadapalani campus, and Lincoln University College, Malaysia, jointly present ICEABM 2021. We have the dignitaries and delegates present across the globe. Welcome. May God give us for every song, a rainbow, for every cheer, a smile, for every care, a promise, and a blessing in each stride. For every problem, life sends, a faithful friend to share. For every sigh, a sweet song, and an answer for each prayer. To get an answer for a prayer and to give an auspicious beginning to the conference, let's have the five answers. Light is the universal symbol of truth, knowledge, and understanding. It acts as a guide, keeping us from stumbling in the dark. Light brings in our life prosperity and happiness. Lighting a lamp spreads divine grace. And after all, fire is one of the five elements that form our universe. We request our dignitaries to light up the Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for giving an auspicious conference. Dr. Srina, head Department of Management Chennai, is the captain of the ship. To great heights. She is an embodiment of knowledge and wisdom, and the apt person to welcome the gathering. I request Madam to can be welcomed.
Thank you. Good morning to one and all. It is indeed a pleasure to be performing the most pleasant duty, welcoming such an august gathering of academicians, researchers, administrative experts, corporate personalities, and students who have all gathered here to share their knowledge and create synergy, minds over matter. The International Conference on Emerging Approaches in Business Management, with a focus on Agile Interdisciplinary Systems, ICEABM 2021, is the second international conference being organized by the Department of Management Studies, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Vadapalani campus, in collaboration with the Lincoln University College, Malaysia. We are happy to associate the Lincoln University College, and we hope for further such collaborative actions. A time comes, but rarely comes in history, when we have such a galaxy of luminaries gracing a single day on a single occasion. Dear audience, I'm happy to say that this is one such occasion where these luminaries are gathered both virtually and physically on a virtual and a physical base here today. I'm honored to do the job of welcoming them. An administrator par excellence, experienced teacher, approachable personality is none other than our esteemed Director Admin, IAS retired, Sri Chandrakumar sir. Welcome, sir. Your experience and foresight have always been a guiding light to us. Thank you, sir, for being with us on this occasion, and thank you for being our strength. Welcome. The proceedings of the conference are enriched by the very presence of Professor Amia Bhumik, the founder president of Lincoln University College, Malaysia. A strong academician and a prolific researcher, Professor Bhumik brings to this conference robust research orientation and an enriched international profile developed by his many stints in academic and administrative positions across the globe. Thank you, sir, for associating with the conference and with the Department of Management Studies, Vadapalani campus. Welcome, sir. It is my pleasure to welcome Sri Natarajan Tangaraja, Head Enterprise Delivery, Medibank Australia, an expert at enterprise agility and organizational transformation. He is the best suited person to deliver the inaugural address in this conference that focuses on agile interdisciplinary. I'm sure each participant of the conference and the audience will have a meaningful takeaway from your interest. Welcome, sir. Thank you for being over here. Let me take the privilege of welcoming Sri V. Balakumaran, sir, Director Combat Vehicle Research and Development Establishment, Chennai, the guest of eminence to this conference. He will be joining a little late for us, but still, out of his very, very busy schedule, he's coming over here. A seasoned administrator, a much lauded scientist. Third is accorded with the credit of being visionary behind the success of CVRD. Sir, we are grateful to you for accepting our invitation and gracing. It's an honor to welcome to this conference Professor Justin Paul, Professor, University of Puerto Rico, visiting Professor Henry Business School, University of Benin. He is the product of the prestigious Puerto and is declared by INK as distinguished scholar. His very presence is enough to ensure research rigor to this conference. I extend our warm welcome to you, sir, Professor Justin Paul. Welcome once again. It's my pleasure to welcome Professor Shyam Katwal, Faculty of Management, Murugan University, Nepal, to this august occasion. His academic tenure and his excellent publications make him an ideal choice to address this gathering. Welcome to the occasion. Thank you for being here. It is my duty to welcome an academic art excellence and enable advisor, our dynamic Deputy Director Administration, Professor S. Ramachandran, the man behind the collaboration between the department and the Sir, let me convey our gratitude for your very timely advice, your initiative, and your astounding insights. Add value to all the activities. I now take the privilege of welcoming the pillar of strength behind each and every activity of SRMIC 120 campus, Professor Srivi, Dean, College of Engineering and Technology. Thank you, sir. That you being here itself is our strength, inspiration, and confidence. Your trust in us and your quest for excellence and your sheer driving force have instilled in us the desire to do more. Welcome, sir. I wish to place on record my gratitude to Professor Srina, Dean CET SRMIC Academician campus, who joined us despite being not well. She was actually supposed to come physically, but due to her illness, she was not able to join. But still, she's there with us virtually. Welcome you, ma'am. I'm really very happy that you were able to join. Yesterday, you were not able to talk, but at least today you have the strength enough to address us. So we'll be very happy to hear you. Thank you, ma'am, for being here. I now take this opportunity to welcome the other deans and professors of Nathan University College, Civil University, Nepal, who have joined us virtually. My warm welcome is also extended to the able administrators and advisors of our campus, Vice Principal Academics, Vice Principal Examination, and Vice Principal Research, heads of various departments, faculty members, each of whom have extended their support to this conference in one way or the other. I welcome all of you with humble gratitude. I place on record my warm welcome to the eager academicians who are actually responsible for the success of this conference with their excellent submissions. I'm happy to say that of the total 120 papers received after scrutiny, 75 research publications are today selected for presentation in 5 technical sections, including panel for young student presenters. The presenters represent a pan-India participation, pan-world participation, pan-India participation from states like Maharashtra, Karnataka, West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Jharkhand, Puducherry, and Tamil Nadu. And international participants hail from Dubai, Singapore, Malaysia, USA, and Saudi. Present these presentations, we have highly qualified session chairs. I welcome all the session chairs. Finally, I welcome all the students, dorms, and faculty who have eagerly participated in the culmination of the entire meeting. Welcome to one. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Honoring the dignitaries is always a tradition. I request our Dean sir to honor Director Admin sir, Srina Balakumaran, commemorating ICEABM 2021. I request our Dean sir to honor our Deputy Director of Administration, Professor S. Ramachandran sir. Dr. C. Prasina, HOD, Department of Management Studies, to honor of being here for the support. Knowledge, having the right answer. Intelligence is asking the right question. Conference is a place where exchange of both intelligence and knowledge happens. We are now at the most important junction of the day. May I now request the dignitaries on the dais to to do the honors and the symbolic release of the conference proceeding, a prototype series of ICEABM International Conference on Emerging Approaches in Business Management, Agile Interdisciplinary Practices 2021. And I request the dignitaries to do the honors. Can I request the director to release? And the sir. First of all,
So, sir.
on the second,
Straight. Yes, sir.
straight.
I'm little bit.
Little bit.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you, all of you. We have a short break for 10 minutes. We will all once again rejoin. You can be inside the Zoom. We'll rejoin online, all of us. We just wanted to have the inauguration in the auditorium. So delegates and participants stay inside.
ഞാനാണ് ഈ താല്പര്യം അത് തട്ടിമുട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഞാൻ കഴിക്കാം.
யாருக்கும் தெரியல. இப்ப பீன் தான் இருக்கேன். இன்னொன்னு
Good morning, everyone. It will just take 10 more minutes. We are just allocating the things. Kindly give us some time. It all happened because of the climatic condition in Chennai. Please bear with us for the inconvenience caused. Thank you. Just 10 minutes, we'll be starting again. Thank you.
ലൈറ്റില്ലടാ, ലൈറ്റ് അല്ലേ? വൈഫൈ കിട്ടാ ഫ്രണ്ടിലിരുന്നാ പൊടി കുറവുണ്ട്. ഫ്രണ്ടിലിരുന്ന വൈഫൈ കിട്ടുമെങ്കിൽ അവിടെ പൊടി കുറവുണ്ട്.
நான் இப்பயும் தெளிதான் கேட்கணும். டேட்டா ட்ரிவன் மார்க்கெட்டிங்ல
Dear attendees, we are just starting in another few minutes. Kindly bear with us. Thank you. Dear participants and dignitaries, we are just starting in another few minutes. Thank you.
The perspective. I think it should be okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, welcome back, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Ma. Very good morning again.
Dr. Gayatri, we can start the proceedings. Dr. Gayatri.
Yeah, she starts.
Please start the proceedings, Dr. Gayatri.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Welcome back to ICEABM 2021. For the audience, we have the online release of proceedings of ICEABM, followed by about ICEABM 2021. I request Dr. N. Kalaiwani, Faculty, Department of Management Studies, and Coordinator, ICEABM 2021, to present the
Happy morning to all of you. Education is the most powerful thing and you to change the world. The SRM has chosen the path to change the world through education, and today we are all very proud to stand before you all for the second international conference on emerging approaches in business management, Agile Interdisciplinary Practice, ICEABM 2021. Jointly organized with Lincoln University and Mission. The conference was initiated in the month of August 2020, and an advisory member committee was formed. The advisory committee identified subject expertise globally, took approval, their willingness to support the conference, and formed an advisory board. The main aim of the conference is to provide an app platform to academicians and students to share ideas and explore emerging research in the every dynamic field of business management and engineering technology. The conference makes an attempt to understand the various emerging dimensions in agile practice. Through the sharpening focus on areas like descriptive innovation and sustainable development, the types deliberations between industrialists and student community in the conference, provided opportunity to redefine the traditional practices. The committee finalized 5 themes that include agile marketing, agile management, agile finance, general management, which 1 or 4 and selected research have been published and edited in the conference and published with ISBN. The selected manuscripts will be published in international journals and ISBN chapters. Out of unanswered papers, 74 papers are to be presented consisting of 5 sessions with 5 every session change. Among all deliberations, the rest of the sessions, 1 will be given separately for academicians, industrialists, and students, 1 from each session. Finally, I would like to thank for the excellent support and the aid of these this conference has been possible today. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be at this conference today. Thank you all. Strong administration doesn't mean rigid structure or a rigid intelligent apparatus. Instead, it means effective and fair administration. It is the quality of an efficient administrator that decides the value of human resources in an organization. We are certainly fortunate to have such an accomplished administrator, Sri Balakumaran, IAS retired, that segment, SRM Group, who profiles the organization and is a pillar of Vadapalani. I request Dr. S. Vijay Kamal, faculty, Department of Management Studies, to introduce our director admin to August audience.
Good morning, sir. Is it audible?
It's audible.
Okay. My sincere greetings to one and all associated with this conference.
It is an honor and a privilege to introduce our respected guest admin, Sri J. Chandra. We and our observers are very much privileged to have you. He started his career as a commission tax officer in the year 1983, and further he has been promoted as assistant commissioner in Srina district, assistant commissioner enforcement in district, appellate assistant commissioner Murugan district, assistant commissioner enforcement Chennai South Division, and he further promoted as the deputy commissioner interstate investigation, deputy commissioner Chennai Central Division. And a further promotion changed his career, prior to revenue in Balakumaran subdivision and subsequently promoted as the 7 district. That is not an opportunity to approach the people directly distributed the agricultural loans farmers. Charters conducted the both parliament and assembly elections in 2009 and 2011, respectively in a successful manner with a deep group of PLR favor. During his stint as collector, he received an award from the President of India for the service rendered to physically challenged Srina district. When he was working as a commissioner in religious and charitable environment department, he monitored and controlled the lands and infrastructure of the 10 executives of efficient. Usually, the government will record the person as an IAS officer from the group's constant service in revenue department. From the cabinet of DRDO, but our direct admin too is started his career to the commercial tax department as a commercial tax officer. His service was highly recommended by the government for his hard work, perseverance, sincerity, implementation of government schemes, enforcing commercial tax laws, the administrative capability, and the loyalty towards the government, he has been in the position of an IAS cadre. When he was working as a director of land reforms department, he monitored the country education exclusively as a institution. And because of the Department of National Studies and the SRMISC continue to have a great and successful career. Now the request of respected director to share his presidential address. Thank you.
Sir, Director, sir, you can start.
Yes. Good morning and very good morning to all the participants and the dignitaries, experts who have joined this conference from across the country, from Malaysia, Nepal, and other places. And I also wish good luck to the participants from all over the world. See, International Conference on Emerging Approaches in Business Management. Agile Interdisciplinary Practices. This is the second international conference being hosted by the Department of Management since 2020. The aim of the conference, I understand, is to take advantage of the emerging online protocols to bring to one platform the different experts from the fields of academics, industry, policymaker, and research to share their knowledge, insights, ideas on the emerging fields. This is particularly warranted in the pandemic situation where the entire business has undergone a roller coaster experience, and so a lot of the changes have been taking place in the last couple of years. We all know about it. So at this point of time, organizing such a conference by the Department of Management is a highly appreciable and commendable one. See, conferences bring together people who share a common discipline from different parts of the world, bringing different forms of ideas, which build into something greater. It provides an opportunity to build networks with academics and experts in the similar field of studies all around the world, and to share thoughts on recent advances and technological breakthroughs. This kind of a seminar helps to expand the knowledge and upgrade the performance in accomplishing institutional objectives also. They provide access to various research activities, groundbreaking ideas, discoveries, theories related to a particular subject with the current findings and developments anticipated from them. This conference aims to investigate these changes and shifts in the functioning of businesses, corporates, and human lives. Some changes are positive, while others are difficult to cope up with. See, I would always like to point out one thing. There is no easy way to the top. When you choose to drive, you have to accept the traffic jam, as we have been experiencing this morning, in view of the inclement weather and the incessant rain in city. So when you choose to be health conscious, you have to forego being tongue conscious. With income will come income tax. Anything you choose in life comes along with its own inherent positives and negatives. What folly it is to search for a rose bush without the thorns. When you choose one face of the coin, you have also chosen the other side of the coin. Don't ask for a trouble-free, blessed life. There is no such life. We have got this lesson. We have got it from the last couple of years' experience across the world. Bigger the ambition, greater will be the issues. When you want to walk, the issues are few. When you run a marathon, obviously, there are more issues to deal with. When you choose to merely exist, you face lesser issues. When you choose to live worthy of your potential, the potentials which you have got, if you want to live with the worthy of your potential, then you have to solve larger issues. By lifting one end of the stick, you have already picked up the other end. Only if you are willing to be chiseled, you will become the idol worthy of being worshipped. There is no easy way to the top, and those who made it to the top did not make it easy. So this is the current scenario in the world is this kind of an approach or this kind of an acceptance level should be with the academicians, researchers, and also the business industrialists. In all business practices, the things have changed a lot. Because of the induction of the artificial intelligence and the machine language in various other fields in the computer software industry, so many changes have taken place in the last 1 decade, I would say, in the approaches to the businesses. Earlier, we were all having a printout of a photograph. Now it is not so. There is a digital. Even there is no Uttagaman. There was the HP factory. There is no employee there. It was hosting some nearly lack of employees and feeding a lack of nearly 1,000 families or 10,000 families. All are gone now. So the situation has changed a lot. So similar to that, the practices have to, business approaches to the business practices have to be amended. So I believe that this conference, I was told that some nearly 75 papers are going to be presented in the conference, and all those 75 publications, which we would also be able to see them in the net or website at a later point of time. Those will provide great opportunities and the protocols, what the business practices have to be followed. I wish the participants every success and the organizers a great good luck and congratulations for the organizers and the management team, and with the support of the dean and other faculties in the college. I wish the function every success. Wish you all good luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. It is really encouraging your presence and address. Thank you so much, sir. The job of management is not to select the best ideas. It is to create a system that allows for the best ideas to emerge. One person who helps all of us to come out with our best ideas is Professor S. Ramachandran, sir, the Deputy Director, Administration, SRM Group. We are grateful to our Deputy Director, sir, for giving the authentic international flavor to our ICEABM 2021. Thank you very much, sir. Ram, sir, as he is fondly addressed by his students, has completed his MBA and PhD from reputed University of Madras. He has more than 2.5 decades of academic and administrative experience in various prestigious institutions in the capacity of Dean, Director, Chief Development Officer, etc. As management teachers, sir, we all only teach strategy. But as Deputy Director Administration, you are practicing strategy. With immense pleasure, I invite our Deputy Director, sir, to deliver the special address. The dais is yours, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning to all of you. My humble salutations to Director Administration, President of Lincoln University, Malaysia, Head Enterprise Delivery, Medibank, Australia, Professor Justin Paul from Puerto Rico, Mr. Balakumaran, Director Compact Vehicles, and my good friend, Professor Shyam Katwal from Tribhuvan University, Nepal. And thanks to Dean, my colleague, and the other faculty members, research scholars, and students for making me a part of this international conference. I really appreciate the theme. In fact, emerging approaches in business management, agile interdisciplinary practices. Each word has got its own meaning and standing in today's scenario. The world is undergoing a VUCA. VUCA is a terminology which has been frequently used for the past 3-4 years in management domain. V stands for volatility, U for uncertainty, C for complexity, and A for ambiguity. It's still continuing, but despite of this, the business has been running, business has been flourishing in various sectors. And today we are going to talk, the platform is open for interdisciplinary practices. As rightly pointed out by our Director Administration, artificial intelligence, IoT, cloud computing are finding a very good place in almost all the domains of management studies, whether it's going to be HR or marketing or operations. We find all these technological advancements or so-called disruptions playing a very important role. So how are these particular things helping the business practices is something which I'm also waiting to hear from the eminent research scholars, practitioners, and corporates who are going to take up this particular conference throughout the day. I appreciate, I congratulate the Department of Management Studies, SRM IST Vadapalani campus for organizing this particular conference. And I wish the participants all the very best. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you very much, sir. It's indeed an honor that we listen to your special address. Professor C.V. Jayakumar, Dean, College of Engineering, SRM IST, Vadapalani, is a vivacious craftsman, chiseling all of us to become the centerpiece of the master pendant. His incessant zeal and quest for quality has created an innovative and interactive learning environment, not only for students, but also for the faculty. Thank you, sir, for that. Professor C.V. Jayakumar has completed his BE from Tangaraja College of Engineering, Madurai, ME from PSG College of Technology, Coimbatore, and PhD from Anna University, Chennai. Great institutions always concentrate on the holistic development of the students and mold them to become exemplary individuals. Our Dean, sir, is a testimony for the statement. He has more than 3 decades of experience as an accomplished academician and an able administrator. With deep humility and great pride, I request our Dean, sir, to deliver the felicitation address. Over to you, sir.
First meeting, yeah. Good
morning to all present here. Thanks for the nice words of introduction. At the outset, it gives me great pleasure to learn that the Department of Management Studies of SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Vadapalani campus is organizing an international conference on emerging approaches in business management, Agile interdisciplinary practices. I should congratulate the team of my teachers for having thoughtfully coined the title, which is the need of the hour. This particular conference provides an apt platform for various stakeholders, as rightly said by our director, the academician, research scholars, policymakers, the industry personnel, to discuss and deliberate on the emerging vistas in the ever dynamic field of business management and the engineering technology. I'm just reminded of to take you from the agile world. Now the world has become a kind of agile to rather fragile, in the sense that technology or the strategies what we had yesterday cease to be exist today. So it is agile and at the same time it's fragile. And it's right time that every one of us, including the various stakeholders, to keep ourselves abreast of the dynamic changes. So we be it any domain of any walk of life. It need not be engineering and technology. It could as well be in the business and the business administration. Things have changed rapidly. And in the introductory note, the speaker was telling that it's a new normal. And in my own personal opinion, there is no question of new normal. It has become normal as such, because this is the normal one with which we are going to live, at least for years to come. So we never thought that teaching and the learning could be through online mechanism. Thanks to the technological development that being in one place, we could address people across the globe. And there are so many competitive people who prepare the platforms for online dissemination of knowledge. I'm happy to learn that about 70 papers have been scrutinized out of the 120 papers received. And I'm sure that the deliberation with the paper presenter will probably give out more insight into the strategies which we need to follow in the days to come. And I don't want to take much of the time. Let me also hear from the stalwarts in the specific domains. And I wish each and every one of you a great success, and my hearty kudos to the Department of Management Studies for thoughtfully organizing an international conference. So it would have been better if we could conduct it physical mode, but things have changed. But I'm sure that in spite of all those difficulties, the deliberations and discussions would be of fruitful nature. And I'm sure that the outcome is going to give a wonderful insight into what we need to be in the days to come. I wish each and every one of you success and have a great day and wish this program all the success. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. It is really encouraging. We take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Subhashri Natarajan, Dean, College of Management, SRM IST, Katangulattur. There are two powers in the world. One is the sword and the other is the pen. There is also a third power stronger than both, a woman. We have among us one such strong woman, Dr. Subhashri Natarajan, Dean, College of Management, SRM IST, Katangulattur. Madam has around 2 decades of experience in various institutions and has completed her MBA from Bardiyar University and PhD from Madurai Kamaraj University. She is an excellent teacher and an ardent researcher. With immense pleasure, I invite Madam Dr. Subhashri Natarajan to deliver the felicitation address. Over to Dr. Subhashri, Madam.
Gayatri. Thank you, Professor. Very good morning to you all. Very warm greetings to all the dignitaries and delegates from the members of the SRM University. It's an honor to share the e-dias with the well-renowned researchers and the practitioners. Very warm welcome to the speakers, respected director, sir, respected deputy director, and respected dean who delivered the speech before me, and to the invitees and the keynote speakers, Professor Amia Baumik, President of Lincoln University, Mr. Natarajan Tangaraja, Medibank Australia, Mr. Bala Murugan, Director, CVRDE, Mr. Shyam Baudur Katwal, Tribhuvan University, Nepal, Professor Justin Paul. So I should say I'm a big fan of your research. I follow you on the LinkedIn. Very warm welcome to this international conference. My best wishes to the organizing committee for identifying the theme, Agile Interdisciplinary Practices for this conference, which is the in thing today. Today, the market requires the users, the designers, and the developers to work together, not in silos, so that they can manage the time, the resources for developing competent solutions that would enhance the user experience. What we are talking about, what we are reading, need to be put in practice, and I'm sure that the agile practices would help to do that in the industry. So the key takeaway from this conference should be, how do we understand our customers better? What kind of values can we deliver quickly? How can we listen to them and react all at the same time? There is no time gap anywhere. The industry doesn't permit us. The market is so futuristic. It is so dynamic that we need to react immediately. There are a lot of challenges. There are a lot of benefits when we can put this thought into practice. I'm sure that the meaningful design thinking originates from all the stakeholders when they participate to create and consume a solution. As I already said, this would reduce the lead time. This will help us to reduce the errors and therefore the time and the cost. But the challenge here for a management practitioner is, or for a researcher is, how do we bring all the people together? What kind of design thinking thoughts can originate at what stage? Number two, the diverse, when you have a diverse clientele base and when their expectations are very different, we need to make them understand that yes, the needs are identified. We are working in a constrained environment. However, the solution should be an uncompromising solution. Doing this is a challenge, but the benefits are abundant. You include all the people together here. Even a non-creative person becomes creative when you're doing this. So agile systems will help you to understand, include, take the team together. It reduces the conflict to a greater extent. The third very important challenge come a benefit is we will keep the teams prepared to meet the real-time problems with the real-time solutions. It's not like a solution that I read somewhere, I practiced last year. No, it is a real-time problem and I need a real-time solution with no time lag. So the agile practices will help us to do it. Again, it should be an interdisciplinary one, where all the stakeholders come together and different types of solution providers can get together to design a solution and provide it. So one last benefit that we can get out of this could be documentation. You know, we'll end up documenting too many things. Here, the agile practices will help you to document what is required, what is enough, but not a data, I would say, hoarding. So a very, very apt topic is being selected for this particular conference, which will throw a lot of ideas, not only to the researchers and to the industrialists, but also to the academicians who are striving together to bring interdisciplinary student teams to work together so that the labs could be utilized better, so that a lot of apps could be generated, real-time solutions to the markets could be given. I think hats off to the organizers. The role of the leaders are very important here. The role of the managers here is also very important. With that few words, I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
Listening to you. We take this opportunity to welcome Professor Amya Baumik from Lincoln University College, Malaysia. Sir, it's our privilege to have you amongst us. Ma'am, Rasida ma'am.
Yes. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the conference. Thank you for associating with us. It is indeed a pleasure and honor to be associated with the Lincoln University. We really hope we have many more future interactions. Welcome, sir. Dean, sir. You can go ahead, Nandini.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. We have amongst us a great personality who has consented to grace the occasion as the guest of honor, Professor Justin Paul, University of Puerto Rico, San Juan, United States of America, and visiting professor, University of Reading, Henley Business School, England. According to the well-known proverb, actions speak louder than the words. With a personality like Professor Justin Paul, this proverb seems to do justice. He has to his credentials many commendable works, which would really inspire researchers like. He is also an editor-in-chief International Journal of Consumer Studies, which is A-ranked journal, an idol of knowledge and experience and inspiration to many. Thank you, sir, for consenting to be with us despite your extremely busy schedule. May I now request Dr. M.N. Prabhadevi, Faculty, Department of Management Studies, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Vadapalani campus, to introduce our guest of honor. Dr. Prabhadevi, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Nandini. Good morning, one and all. Knowledge is the true organ of sight, not the eyes. This is true from the profile of our esteemed guest of honor. Teacher can change lives with just the right mix of chalk and the challenges. One such great teacher who has changed the lives of thousands of students is Dr. Justin Paul. Professor Justin Paul has an extensive profile. He is ranked among the world's top 1% of highly cited researchers, and he is an author of over 150 research papers in social sciences citation, of which over 60 are in Chartered Association of Business Schools, 3 or 4 star journals. Dr. Paul started his career as a bank officer in India. He left his bank job and he did his PhD. He was an assistant professor and department chair at IIM. Dr. Justin Paul is a professor in the PhD and MBA programs at the University of Puerto Rico, San Juan, PR, USA, and holds the title Distinguished Scholar with India's premier business school, IIM. He also serves as an associate editor of Journal of Business Research, European Management Journal, and Journal of Strategic Marketing, and he sits on the editorial board of several academic journals such as Journal of International Management. Sir holds 2 titles, Distinguished Scholar, conferred by IIM, and Distinguished Professor by Symbiosis Institute of Business Management. Teaching and research are 2 eyes of Dr. Justin. Paul is an author of 8 books, including those published by McGraw-Hill, Oxford University Press, and Sencage and Palgrave Macmillan, etc. Professor Paul served as a visiting professor with the University of Chicago, Vienna University of Economics and Business, Austria, Aarhus University, Denmark, and he has visited over 60 countries for academic activities, and he has enlightened the students with his expertise. We welcome you, sir. Kindly enrich us with your enormous experience. The platform is yours, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Prabhadevi, for kind introduction. And it's an honor for me to share some of my views, some of my thought process with you. There is some kind of work going on at my home. So I just arrived from America to Kerala just 2 days ago. I'm somewhat tired, but I will manage to talk for maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So then I also have another keynote speech. I'm a chief guest in a conference in New Delhi today. I have to do that in the afternoon. So a lot of activities going on, and I would like to congratulate you for organizing this event, because such events always help you to energize your researchers and people around you. And especially when we have this kind of crisis and pandemic and problem, we have to encourage people, because people can go pessimistic instead of optimistic when they have situations like this, because when someone is facing crisis, or when someone is having trouble or problems, people can get disappointed. So my suggestion is that, so I would like to use my time to encourage you to be active in life, encourage you to be optimistic in life. We all can get disappointed. I was also disappointed for last 2 years because of COVID, because I was very active, very energetic, very enthusiastic. I was going places every month and attending different conferences, speeches, offering many workshops and keynote speeches. I was chief guest in convocation, everything. I had a very vibrant life. But suddenly, because of the pandemic, everything got stuck up, and I was like staying in a jail, staying home and staying in a jail. That was like a situation for 2 years for me too. For you, I'm sure you have the same experience. So we all got pessimistic, we all got disappointed and frustrated because of this pandemic. Now it is time for us to rejuvenate. So that rejuvenation requires some messages. What I would like to convey today with all of you is that don't get disappointed and don't get frustrated, even if you go through troublesome time, even if you go through problematic time, even if you go through issues and challenges. Challenges are very much part and parcel of life. So, but at the same time, you have to, or we have to, think about better future, bright future, prosperous future. I'll share a couple of my experiences last 1 or 2 years. I was interviewed for 2 vice chancellor position, but I didn't get it. I got shortlisted. to the final list of vice chancellorships in 2 universities and 2 great universities during last 1 year. And I was interviewed for directorship of an IIM, a leading IIM, one of the top 3 IIM. I was in the short list of final 3 list of director position and one of the IIM ABC recruitment just happened last 3 months ago. So I get into all this kind of thing, but finally I'm not getting selected as vice chancellor or director. So that's okay, that's accepted. So same way, if you're not getting promoted as full professor or associate professor, don't get disappointed. Your day will come, maybe tomorrow, it may be day after. So be optimistic and have patience and wait for better opportunities, and opportunities might come on your way, because sometimes opportunities are selections for your position. So the position that you are looking for, that I am looking for, maybe on merit basis. Sometimes it may not be on merit basis, because there are a lot of networking based or contact based, politics based, game based opportunities also in our life. So we have to accept certain things, certain facts of life, certain facets of life, certain dimensions of life. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, because life is not full of roses. Life is not full of what we expect. So certain things will come on your way. You will feel good today, but you might not feel good tomorrow. But if you wait for maybe 6 months, you might feel good another day, or in 6 months' time, you will have prosperous life. So be patient and don't get disappointed. Be optimistic, and you might get what you want to get in your second attempt, or in your third attempt, or maybe in your 4th or 5th attempt. So this is what has happened recently. Like, I don't know whether I can share such experiences. I was surprised and shocked to see a professor selection of an Australian university. It is called University of Adelaide. I have published, something like 95 journal papers in A-rank journals of Australian Business Deals Council list. However, I was a candidate for a full professorship in a prestigious Australian university. And they selected somebody who did PhD from that university, because they know that guy and he has only 4 publications. They selected him as full professor. It is called inbreeding. It is called insider trading. It is called, you select somebody you know very well, then and ignore somebody with publications and track record. I'm now ranked as one of the 0.1% top cited researchers in terms of my citations. However, they didn't select me. If I get disappointed, what will happen? And I'm editor-in-chief of an A-grade journal now, but I don't get disappointed. But so don't get disappointed, even if you don't get certain things, because everything is not on merit basis. Everything is not based on performance based in our life in academia. So academia has two sides. So it's not only positive side, it's also negative side. This come from, I repeat, this come from someone who is ranked as 0.1% top cited researchers in terms of total citations on Web of Science and Scopus. And these words, take it this way: life is not full of roses, and not everything is based on merit and performance in this world. There are every aspect all over the world. Sometimes I feel India may be better, because there are basic values in the minds of Indians. I've lived in many countries. I've been a regular visiting professor in 4 countries in European universities. I have visited Australian universities as a visiting professor. I have taught everywhere in the world. And when I was a child, I thought all the white people are honest people, 100% honest, 100% straightforward. This is not true. I would say majority of people in India hold basic values or more values than people in some of the Western countries, or some of the whitish countries, or some of the blackish countries. So I have great regards to Indians, because Indians are less corrupted compared to people in many other countries. This is my own experience of living in India, living in many other countries. And if you look at the crime rate in some of the developed countries, they are very, very high. They have, so I'm an American citizen now with an overseas Indian status, what is called as overseas citizen of India status. But I can tell you that crime rate is, more in some of the developed countries, and not everybody is straightforward. Not everybody is, but we have to learn to be happy. We have to learn to live with and leverage the opportunities and work hard, because all your efforts will be recognized by others on a particular day or on a particular year or later at some point of time in your life, because I'm very optimistic and I would like you to be optimistic. And I would like to convey a message that success is like a journey. Never put a full stop on your success. Not everyone will recognize your hard work, but there will be some people to recognize your hard work some way or other way. I'm 100% sure there will be people, I would like to repeat, there will be people to recognize your hard work. It may be in India, it may be in New Zealand, it may be in Australia, it may be in Singapore, it may be in Kuala Lumpur, it may be in America, it may be in Denmark, or it may be in England, it may be somewhere. But be optimistic, don't get disappointed because of all this pandemic, or even if you don't get what you don't get disappointed. I do have a set of PowerPoint slide to talk about research, but since we have less time and many speakers are lined up for this conference, I would not venture into talk more about research, but I would like to suggest that if you do research and try to publish, you have better opportunities. I know some people with Indian degrees, they are working in England, they are working in some of the foreign countries, and they are performing well. So you can get international opportunities, even if you did not study in a foreign country. Sometimes if they recruit on merit basis, sometimes recruitments are based on merit basis, sometimes they are based on contact basis or networking basis or politics basis. Everything is happening in this world. So however, be optimistic and be future oriented, be goal oriented, and don't set limit on your ambitious. And one day you can be very successful in your professional life and in your personal life. You can be an achiever, and you can even win Nobel Prize, or you can win such recognitions from different authorities or different countries, different universities. You can have a better life, and I'm confident that you can do that. And I would like to encourage research from India specifically, because Indians are hardworking. Indians work more than many people from other countries. Indians tend to work 6 days, while people in many other countries work only 5 days. And I'm also very proud to serve as editor-in-chief of International Journal of Consumer Studies, for which actually I spend 50 hours every week, because it is like a 2 job for me. Editor-in-chief of a journal with 2,000 submissions in a year is like managing a university with 2,000 students. I have that much workload as chief editor of the journal, but I manage my workload reasonably well. And I have transformed International Journal of Consumer Studies as a fast journal. And our journal is expected to have 7 impact factor for this year. Our journal has higher impact factor than many of the Financial Times FT 50 listed journal. Our journal is now a journal with third maximum submissions among all social sciences, business and economics journals in the world. And we would like to encourage you to submit your research papers in future. If you have best quality papers to International Journal of Consumer Studies, it has to be related to consumers directly or indirectly. And I would be happy to assign you a paper to some associate editors or handled by myself and those kind of things. And research is rewarding. And even if your paper gets rejected by some journal, don't get disappointed. Disappointment is not a solution in life. And because sometimes your success, or you can win in your life in your second attempt or third attempt next month or 2 months later. Be patient, and you can win the game. Thank you very much. And in case if you have any questions, if time permit, I can answer. I don't know how much time you have. And maybe I can be with you for next 15 minutes or something like that. Then I have to have my lunch, and then I have another speech for an international conference with some of the delegates from some of the well-known professors from America in a conference in Delhi. Thank you very much.
So that's really amazing. Amid several audios, you have joined us, sir. Thank you for this. An optimistic viewpoint towards life has illuminated us, sir. The crisis management, which is the most essential in today's scenario. Yes, sir, it had really inspired us. And your speech has motivated us towards taking the research in a new perspective. Thank you very much, sir, for your time and your effort. We have with us yet another gem in the field of academics, a person who has raised to this level by sheer hard work and also the great work done to the student community.
We are indeed privileged to have you, sir, among us during this auspicious occasion. A man of distinct vision and a fountainhead of illuminating ideas, who has been a key for many students' life to move in the right direction. He has been awarded as Mahendra Vidyabhushan Ka Nepal and Best Social Scientist Award by Indian Academic Researchers Association, Tiruchirappalli at Bharatiyar University, Tamil Nadu. Our special invitee today is none other than Professor Shyam Katwal, Tribhuvan University, Nepal. I invite Dr. E.P. John, Faculty, Department of Management Studies, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Vadapalani campus, to introduce our special invitee. Dr. John, sir.
Good morning, one and all, the delegates who are present in this conference. It gives me immense pleasure and gratitude that we are on this day in India celebrating the Constitution Day. We know Constitution is like backbone for a country, and we are lucky that ours is a strong one. Wishing you all a happy Constitution Day. Coming to the context, after serving 2 decades in the Indian Army, the famous Gorkha saying goes like this: if a man says he is not afraid of dying, he is either lying or is a Gorkha. So with this introduction, I would like to introduce the distinguished academician, Professor Dr. Shyam Baudur Katwal, who is from the land of warriors, Nepal. You know, the first general elections held in Nepal was in the year 1959. And to mark this event, our professor also born in the same year. He did his from the schooling to his PhD from 1977 to 2004 from Tribhuvan University, Nepal. As mentioned earlier, that he has been awarded 2 distinguished awards. Over 3 decades of teaching experience, and he has supervised and evaluated n number of theses. He has attended training workshops and conducted many seminars of international repute. He published 31 journals and 29 research articles and 11 review articles of international repute. I quote from Stephen King: if you don't have time to read, you don't have time to write. Also, I quote, if you want to be a writer, you must do 2 things above others: read a lot and write a lot. Yes, my dear delegates, it is very matter of honor that the speaker today has co-authored nearly 13 books and authored 7 books, and 2 books are under progress. It is a great privilege that we are having amongst us the academic distinction or fame who has achieved laurels in the field of academics from Nepal. And he visited few other foreign countries also. Apart from this, he has been member of prestigious professional organizations like Indian Society of Labor Economics, Indian Political Economic Association, and he is also the executive member and coordinator research and training of Murugan Foundation. With this as introduction, I invite Professor Dr. S.B. Katwal. Sir, I welcome you for this session, and the dais is over to you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is my great honor to be here as an special invitee of this international conference, jointly organized by Lincoln University and SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Management Technology. In this occasion, I would like to thank the director, deputy directors, deans of different faculties of the institute, as well as the deputy dean and director of that institute. In this occasion, I would like to make a privilege to be with that our eminent authors and researchers, Justin Paul. Just I would like to express my ideas here is in agile management and overview. Present business world is emerging into an ever-changing environment. Nowadays, organizations and themselves in difficult situation due to exponential advance in the technology and ever-changing demand of customers for quality and immediate delivery of goods and services. Making business success, competitive and sustained in the changing environment is a common interest and thrust of every organization. Nevertheless, keeping focus only on the internal management better will not make the organization competitive and relevant without focusing on customer need satisfaction. Organizational redesigning and adaptation with the change environment and organizational agility are essential parameters for the success, growth and development, and thereby sustain the business in competitive environment. Overall, satisfaction of stakeholders is not only the proper gateway for the business success. Otherwise, organization may be fragile, catastrophic, and vanish from the business scenario. In this connection, agile technique and approaches helps to manage the disruptive environment effectively by keeping customer satisfaction at the highest priority. However, adapting to change, making customers and other stakeholders satisfied, and making the organization agile are not easy endeavors. It requires rigorous research, innovation, motivation, and commitment of people involved in the business. The companies which embraces an agile operating system and emulate lean to agile practices to manage the business across its functional areas and project could really be successful and sustained. It is so because using the agile and lean methodologies in the management practices help organization to be flexible for the adaptation to change with prompt and right decision in the right time by applying suitable techniques and softwares for the overall growth and development of business and attract and retain the customers. Thus, why agile approach is required? Though agile management was initiated and get success in the process of software development, it is spreading across the different industries and functions ranging from the education institute to engineering, manufacturing, and even in the space centers for the quality deliverables. Agile techniques are supposed to integrate different functional areas, team and projects by the means of technology network and make the project flexible and innovative for the benefit of customers, as it facilitates the team to work together for the common purpose with open system of communication and quick decision. Thus, adapting the change environment, making the right decision at the right time for the benefit of stakeholders by applying approved techniques and softwares are the core value of agile management, vis-a-vis the values of business success and sustainability. Thus, agile management is a project-based working mindset, followed and guided by certain agile manifesto principles, values, and practices. Organization following an agile approach creates an working environment where the strong and empowered network of teams are developed to work under the value of alignment, accountability, expertise, transparency, and collaboration. Application of agile approach in organizational management would be an effective catastrophic as it stimulates the business through the application of agile approach, which expertise with agile mindset, values, principle established through different practices focusing to respond to the change, working with the open mindset, collaboration and communication, practices suitable software, use common language, be flexible for the deliverables are the common outset of agile management. Thus, why we have to implement the agile approach in organizational management is there are many tools, techniques, practices, and frameworks of agile management. It can be applied in different organization, projects and functions, and project team by selecting the approach and practices that fit their project and the organizational culture to achieve the desired outcome. The Agile approach is applicable in almost all functional dimensions of various types of organizations for the perfection in human resource, marketing, finance, production and delivery of goods and services, engineering and manufacturing, entrepreneurship, and so on. However, successful implementation of Agile approach in organization requires to create Agile environment in the organization, where the Agile environment can be created by project team adopt an Agile mindset, where the teamwork act in a Agile manner, the teamwork is in Agile manner, and the team deliver quickly and obtain early feedback. The team perform in a transparent manner. The team avoids the work to focus on high quality item. Apply servant relationship approach for the team management. Sorry, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Empowerment of team through the servant leadership approach that emphasize, because working in the team is a very important part, the part and role of the leader. The leader must work as the servant leader. The servant leader approach is applied in the Agile management. The service leader approach in the Agile management leads the team through service to them, comprehend and address the need of the team, pave the way for others' contributions, develop the team members for high possible team performance, encourage the team to work in a manner and everyone can get success, enhance the people to grow and empathetic to them, promote collaboration and conversation between and among the teams, encourage collaboration with interaction and knowledge sharing, remove organizational impediments and bottlenecks immediately, if any, and monitor the team for the better and high performance. The other aspect of Agile management is to make the people readiness to change and make the organizational design and re-engineering. Last but not least, every organization needs to change for its success. Nevertheless, many companies are stuck in traditional processes and practices that operate only in the benefit of business rather than the benefit of stakeholders, including customers. In such a case, no business remain in the market and competitive and sustain. Application of Agile approach in organizational management, which focus on work under the purview of high collaboration among the team to design, develop, deliver functional initiatives and work in the shorter cycles with group contribution, finally might be a catalyst for the growth, development, sustainability of the business in the competitive and changing environment. That's why I would like to conclude to say that Agile management is the treatment for fragile organization. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. It was indeed a pleasure listening to you. Thank you so much, sir. It's time for the inaugural address by Srina Tangaraja, sir. A good leader inspires people to have confidence in the leader. A great leader inspires people to have confidence in themselves. Leadership is not about a title or a designation. It is about impact, influence, and inspiration. Impact involves getting results. Influence is about spreading the passion you have for your hard work, and you have to inspire your teammates and customers. Today, we have with us one such great leader, Shri Natarajan Tangaraja, Head Enterprise Delivery, Medibank, Australia, to inaugurate ICEABM 2021. I request Dr. V. Vimalnath, Faculty, Department of Management Studies, to introduce Shri Natarajan Tangaraja to our audience. Over to Dr. Vimalnath.
Thank you, Gayatri ma'am. So, good day to one and all present here. It takes immense pleasure to introduce the inaugural speaker of our international conference organized by Department of Management Studies, SRM, Institute of Science and Technology, Vadapalani. Sir, Sri Natarajan Tangaraja, fondly called or fondly known as Snow Raju by all his family members. He is a versatile professional who is an internationally acclaimed author, keynote speaker, senior executive in program and project management with more than 3 decades of expertise in global business and information technology consulting. He has established enterprise program management offices called PMOs and delivered transformation programs and projects for blue chip organizations across United States of America, Europe, and Asia Pacific regions. He is a graduate in mechanical engineering, which I also belong to mechanical engineering. So we have little bit of commonality in that generally. So he's a graduate in mechanical engineering and also with an executive MBA and is currently the head of enterprise delivery with Medibank Australia. So he has delivered program and projects over $110 million across 11 countries, spanning various industry sectors by building and leading global cross-functional and multicultural teams. He is a thought leader in organizational agility, and we have got the right person here to speak about, because the conference theme is all about agility, and his experience in establishing the Agile framework across global enterprises, and he uses fit-for-purpose approach in delivering customer value. He has been recognized as one of the top PMO leaders in Australia. He has authored and published a book titled Successful Project Management in the Digital Age, and is also an international conference speaker and has presented innovative papers in PMI Global Congress USA, PMI Global Conference Australia, AIPM Conference Australia, and Supply Chain Global Conference USA. He is extremely passionate about aligning business and technology objectives to deliver customer value at a rapid pace, as well as building high-performing teams across the globe. Now, we welcome our respected speaker to deliver the inaugural address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, all. Am I audible?
Audible, sir.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for the wonderful introduction, and it's great pleasure to be with you all. And thanks to SRM University and the Department of Management Studies and Lincoln University for this wonderful opportunity to share some insights that I have gathered over the last 30 years working across US, Europe, close to 13 countries. I delivered transformation programs. And as I mentioned, it's around $150 million plus worth of annual spend that my team manages across Australia, New Zealand, and the globe. So this is a wonderful linkage to the conference core concept around emerging approaches in business management, where I would like to personally connect with the Agile interdisciplinary practices, which I live and breathe every day for the last 15 years. Agile has evolved over the last 20 years when it started with 10 people joining in the US to come up with the manifesto, but it has transcended beyond technology, and it has gone across end-to-end business processes in all the global organizations. So as we know, the pandemic has necessitated organizations to move from traditional siloed working to a truly global cross-functional working nature. What I mean by that is, in this rapidly changing market, challenges due to the pandemic, all the organizations have to be nimble. When I say nimble, they have to be adaptive to the market needs, because customers are looking for new products and services in a very short time frame. As we all know, we can talk about 12 months, 18 months of long-drawn projects in the past. Now customers want new products every 3 to 6 weeks. And as we know, most of us, I'm sure in the call, are part of some social media connections, whether it is business related with LinkedIn's or Facebooks and Twitters and Instas and whatnot. You can see new features getting added to the apps without even be realizing that. Traditionally, in 10 years ago, if you ask me, it goes through a long-drawn process of testing, integration testing, and then you put the solution to the customers. Now, without even the customers realizing, you are getting new features added, new capabilities that are being delivered. So what used to be an annual planning process
which we typically call corporate plan in an industry sector. I'm sure there will be some parallels with the educational institutions and the way we work. So we normally have the annual planning and a long-term 1 to 3 year strategy. That's how organization used to work. So McKinsey's of the world, the BCGs of the world, whom I used to work in the past, they just come up and give you a 5-year to 10-year strategy. That's all not relevant anymore because nobody knows what happens in the next 3 months. So that's why the shift has happened from just being an annual traditional process to quarterly planning process. I've been part of business panels across US and Europe, and even some of our companies in our Southeast Asian region. Companies are moving to every 3 months, a quarterly planning process, as we call it. So the annual planning has moved into a quarterly planning. So what does it mean? What do you mean by quarterly planning? Well, when we have projects that happen across the organization, and typically large organizations may have at any point in time 200 to 300 projects running in parallel, right? As we have in educational institutions, we have so many faculties with the number of people coming through, churning through the universities. Similar to that, multiple projects with millions of dollars runs across the organization. So if you have siloed working, which used to happen in the past, it doesn't help anymore because customers can't wait for 3 months. They just switch to other organization. So what it necessitates is combine these various projects into one centralized view. Now, how can you enable that? Because 10 years ago, we didn't have the capability. And I remember some of our speakers earlier mentioned about artificial intelligence and which are obviously through data insights that they generate. So all this real-time data that's being generated now are definitely helping organizations to pivot and change every quarter. So normally, historically, when I worked with other organizations 10 years ago, we used to have an 18-month corporate plan process. Now it has been crunched into 3 months. So every 3 months, all the global leaders, they get into what is called as a quick planning. Normally it happened in a physical situation, but COVID has ensured that it has become truly virtual and truly global. So close to 300 global leaders in an organization will get together for 2 days, discuss all the projects that are there, and prioritize them to say, what is more important for the customers at this point in time? In 3 months, we have delivered so much value to customers. So what do we do for the next 3 months? So that becomes a priority. However, it has to be aligned to the 2 to 3 year strategy. We can't lose sight of the strategy. Like I want to be a market leader by providing these services. That should never go away. So that should be your North Star or a guiding goal. But aligned to the strategy, you move every 3 months. So every 3 months, you do a complete replanning. And it's easier to say, well, we can go on Agile journey, but the reality is it crosses across the organization. So we have challenges when we want to go in an Agile journey because it's completely new to everyone, which is very, very understandable. So organizational change management is an absolutely crucial element. So what do we mean by that? So when we talk about Agile transformations, it cuts across people, process, and technology. That doesn't change. So from a people perspective, what do we need to do? We train the entire stakeholders. Even previous speakers mentioned about stakeholders engagement. So right from the executive leadership, who takes decisions on multi-billion dollars, to the person who moves the goods at the lowest end of the value chain, should be trained on Agile concepts. You can't have successful Agile transformation without training people across the organization. The entire organization should be on board. So train them on Agile concepts. What is business agility? What is expected out of each and every individual? There are a lot of frameworks that are available across the globe. Typically, some of you might have heard about it. Scaled Agile Framework, as it is called, SAFe, is one of the biggest Agile framework that is being used by large organizations. And there are myriads of frameworks which can be used. So companies pick and choose what is fit for purpose for their needs. So that's from a people perspective. And also imbibing growth mindset, that's crucial. So people, if you have a set old ways of working and never want to change, that's going to be a huge challenge from a Agile transformation. So having people with a growth mindset, training them on Agile concepts, getting them on a journey is crucial. So that's from a people perspective. When I move to the process, I talked about the quarterly, right? The 3 monthly process. So that's one area where we need to rapidly change the whole construct around what we do. And the third part, last but not least, is the technology. So from a technology standpoint, the developments around artificial intelligence, the machine learning, that have become part and parcel of each and every organization who want to grow and sustain their business and even to survive in this world. So decisions are taken with tangible data points. Nobody just takes decisions now on gut feel. Well, it may work, it may not work. That is never the case. For example, I can say we built a team of around 70 data scientists and data ops engineers who give us real-time data on what projects we need to take, what's the business value it's driving, how much of customer leads we have, how much of value we have added. That's all based on now pure data, not based on some gut feel or judgment. So that I want to be, making it clear. So anyone who is listening to want to have their careers in the industry sectors, kindly learn a lot about the Agile concepts, not from a theoretical standpoint. That's important, extremely important. You need to have the base, but also think of participating in conferences where agility is part and parcel, because that's going to be there forever. Given the pandemic situation we are in, change is a constant, as they say. So you need to be equipping yourself apart from the baseline concepts and the skills and the degrees what we have. Think about how you can expand your horizons of learning and how you can cut across multiple, business areas. So from a technology standpoint, coming back to that, the entire systems in many organizations are now running on cloud. So if you want to scale up and get in another 1 million customers, we don't have to wait for 6 months, which used to be the case in the past. Now, with just a click of the button, the infrastructure team can bring in additional 1 million customers. That's a huge change from what used to be a laborious process. So in a summary, what I want to say was agility is not easy to land in an organizational structure, particularly with multi-billion-dollar companies. Like I lead a team of 250 people now, cuts across the globe, but it's not an easy journey. So people, to bring them on the journey, the organizational change management is the biggest piece. Technology, you can get it done. The people and corralling them, collaborating with them to bring through the journey is one of the biggest challenges anyone will face right now. So in terms of what we still see as challenges, typically companies have structured funding models, right? I'll give you X million dollars to build this capability. I'll give you Y million dollars to do this technology. That is not going to be helpful anymore. It's truly cross-functional. What I mean by cross-functional is people from marketing, people from manufacturing, people from services, people from technology. Everyone is now brought together into what is called as crews and squads. I'm sorry to use some technical terms. You can learn. I'm happy to share. This should be a half a day session if you ask me. I'm trying to do the best I can within the time given to me. So you need to get the entire cross-functional global teams on board to deliver these programs. So that's in summary what I want to share. I'm happy to share much more insights, but given the constraints, I'm sure we have other speakers, eminent speakers, to share their experiences. So in summary, what I want to close is, those of you who want to pursue careers, which I'm sure some of you are already thinking about it, look at learning practical tools, tips, practices on agile ways of working, because that is the future. And artificial intelligence, cyber security, these are all interlinked now. These are no more considered as technology. That is pervasive across the business entities. So I want to close again to say, please unlearn to learn. As they always say, you need to constantly unlearn the old ways, the traditional ways, and keep learning new things and keep you afresh and your currency of your knowledge updated on a daily basis, which ensures success in all your future journeys. Thank you very much for this great opportunity, and happy to take any questions. I don't know how we are doing for time, and happy to chat offline if someone is really interested in this.
Thank you very much, sir. It is indeed a pleasure listening to you, and you gave us valuable insights about agile business practices. Thank you so much, sir. The task of the modern educator is not to cut down jungles, but to irrigate deserts. One such educator is Professor ICEABM, President, Lincoln University College, Malaysia. In the changing context, marked by expansion of higher education and globalization of economic activities, education has become a national concern with an international dimension. This sentiment is reflected in the vision of Professor Amya Baumik, President, Lincoln University College, Malaysia. A vision worthy of the visionary, whose leadership, guidance, and commitment has transformed Lincoln University College to make its presence felt in each and every corner of the world. I request Dr. V. Sukanya, Faculty, Department of Management Studies, to introduce Professor Amya Baumik, President, Lincoln University College, Malaysia, to our audience.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to one and all present here. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Amya Baumik, the founder and president of Lincoln University College, Malaysia, is Dr. Amya Baumik, who is purely from the field of education. During his career, he has held many international educational positions, both academic and administrative. Most notable position was Director of International for Ottawa University, USA, for setting up various international educational collaborative programs, faculty exchange, research, new educational ventures, and startup. During this tenure, Dr. Baumik has traveled extensively to Europe, Africa, Asia, North America, Latin America, and Australasia. Dr. Baumik is a visionary educational leader who believes in developing the society through education, training, and skill development. Dr. Amya's personal belief, as per Swami Vivekananda's ideology, is that the education and the training will help every human being to manifest their own potential, divine strength, and power, which is already present within themselves. He believes that we all educators should help mankind to manifest such hidden divine power, which is already existing within the human being. He believes in Swami Vivekananda's philosophy, believe in yourself and you will achieve your goal. So now I request Dr. Amya Baumik sir to deliver his inaugural address.
Very good afternoon to all colleagues, especially from ICEABM Institute of Science and Technology India, and distinguished delegates, conference participants, and well-wishers who are either directly or indirectly participating into this wonderful international conference. I'm very pleased to know the topic of this conference, the emergence approaches of business management with Agile technology and so forth. Now, before I go on, I would like to share with you the Lincoln University College achievement. It's just not simply one person, it's just not simply the faculty members, it's just not simply the students. It's just what our forefathers, the Asian subcontinent population, often especially the Indian subcontinent people, look at Bhagavad Gita is a religious scriptures. Now, I look at this Bhagavad Gita is not a religious scriptures. For me, Bhagavad Gita is a fantastic example of entrepreneurship. We invite people, many parts of the world. We invite industrialists. We invite many big rich people to give us talk on entrepreneurship. But I'm going to share with you later on few lessons about Gita and how Gita actually teaches us to be an entrepreneur and how really we can apply those techniques into our daily business, into our daily family life, into our daily interactions, and that I call it emerging approaches. The current world, we think big building, big technology because of scientific mind. But to me, those scientific minds are actually trained from the basics of foundation of education from the primary, secondary, tertiary level. So let me share with you what Lincoln University College achieved under Times Higher Education and under the impact ranking. Under the impact ranking 2021, we have achieved SDG number 4, Sustainable Development Goal number 4, quality education. In the world, we have achieved number 35. And this achievement is nothing but successfully we try to train our staff, our students apply what in Gita it shows. There are 3 basics. Number 1 is karmanye vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetu bhuma te samgats to karma. It's nothing but you have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of actions. Now, often we people, the leaders, the workers, we work hard, but we tend to give up. Why? Too much of hurdles, or we are not getting results. But in every inspiration, in every motivation, President Abraham Lincoln reminds us in his struggle to become president. He fought for 20 years in the election. Finally, he won the election. So 20 years of prolonging that fighting is nothing but example of karmanye vadhikaraste. You have a right to work, but don't attach to the fruits of actions. So entrepreneurs are nothing but a tremendous patience, perseverance, and persuasion. These 3 P's. So emerging business managing approach is nothing but these social ethics which we learn on a daily basis, we need to apply in our life. Our biggest problem is that we read Gita in the morning, fantastic, keep it in the house, but we fail to apply in our life, apply in our family life, apply in our business. And if we apply, we will definitely do that. Next, another comes into my mind. Krodha bhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vibhrama, smriti brahmsat, buddhinasho, buddhinasha pranasati. This is a wonderful. From anger comes a delusion. From delusion, the loss of memory. From loss of memory, the destruction of discrimination. From the destruction of discrimination, he perishes. And this is often in our business approaches. We tend to get angry. The moment we get angry, we forget to make a solid decision, a scientific decision, and then it becomes all sorts of problems. This is again, Gita reminds us, and this should be one of the best criteria to be an entrepreneur, to be a leader, to be a manager. We need to apply this one. Next, a very important, Tasmat asakta satatam karyam karma samachara asakto hai achara karma param apnati. Without being attached to the fruits of activities, one should act as a matter of duty. For by working without attachment, one attains the supreme. Life example of President Abraham Lincoln. When he became the president, the biggest challenge was slavery. And he managed to eradicate that. Why did he do that? He literally applied these techniques into his life. And that is the wonderful achievement in our Lincoln University College we try to apply. Often in our staff, in our students, all the time we remind that why we are in this world. That's most important. If we do not want to understand that why we are in this world, we will have a problem. We will have a fighting, we will have a conflict. And these conflicts only can be resolved. The emerging business approaches, the social ethics, the social economic policies, which we read often this kind of scriptures. These scriptures are not simply a religious book. In the morning we pray. In the evening we pray and we keep it. We need to apply in our life. And that's why I say Gita is in action. So my friends, let's work together. We are educators. We have a huge responsibility in the world. Our younger generations will be learning from us. The business philosophy, the emerging business philosophy is nothing but how we can apply and how our younger generation can get benefited from us. No point of having conferences, no point of publishing thousands of books, no point of journals and etc. if the society is not benefited in my presence in this world, the human life has no value at all. I call often in the people, this world is nothing but we are a tourist. We have come to this world for a few years. We have to leave. Before leaving in this world, as Swami Vivekananda puts it, put your thumbprint in the world. Leave your steps in the world that people will know that you came to this world for a purpose. Not for simply publishing, not for holding President of Lincoln University College big title. It has no value at all. the value that your action, how many people can be benefited, how their lifestyle can be developed, how they can take care of the society, how your presence can resolve many conflicts, how your actions can help many people who does not have food in their stomach, who does not have house to live. And that should be the real contributions of conferences, publications. So with this, I sincerely appreciate ICEABM Institute of Science and Technology to conduct such a wonderful conferences. I wish the conference had success and look forward that many more such conferences which will have a real action, real impact in the society. With this, thank you once again. May God continue to bless all of us that we live in this world with peace and harmony. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you so much, sir. It's really great to hear the Sanskrit verses from a person from a foreign land, and that too with a great precision. Hats off to you, sir. And a lot of keynotes have been shared by you to us, sir, which is going to lead us to a different purview of publication. Thanks a lot for your motivation, sir. With this note, knowledge grows on sharing. It's time for introducing our guest of eminence, Srivi Balamurugan, Director, Combat Vehicles Research and Development Establishment, CVRDE, Chennai, India. A strong pillar of support to his team, a man of perfection, who has seen several ordeals in his tenure at various establishments and has successfully overcome them. It is a great privilege to have you here, sir, on this august occasion, as he was associated with SRM IST Katangulathur during the period of inception for about 3 years. So SRM is not new to you, sir. Thank you. I invite Ms. P. Jayaprabha, Faculty, SRM Institute of Technology, Vadapalani campus, to introduce our guest of eminence for the day. Ms. Jayaprabha.
Great attitude is like a perfect cup of coffee. Don't start your day without it. Good morning and a very warm welcome. On behalf of Department of Management Studies, SRM IST Vadapalani, I take this opportunity to welcome you all this morning for our international conference, ICEABM. It's indeed my pleasure and to welcome and introduce our esteemed guest of the day, Srivi Balakumaran, Balamurugan, outstanding scientist and director, Combat Vehicles Research and Development Establishment, CVRDE, Chennai. Prior to this, he was working as Additional Director, Arjun. Sri Balamurugan obtained his bachelor's degree in Mechanical Engineering from College of Engineering, Guindy, Master's in Industrial Metallurgy from IIT Madras, and MBA in Technology Management from Bharatdasan Institute of Technology, Trichy. He had a brief stint as management trainee at SAIL before joining DRDO as Scientist B in CVR. Sri Balamurugan has more than 3 decades of experience in the development program of Arjun Main Battle Tank, MBT, wherein he played an active role in the pre-production series of Arjun with focus on establishing the producibility and development of production agencies. He successfully engaged major research institutions such as Welding Research Institute, Central Manufacturing Technology Institute in developing production documents during this phase. As project leader Arjun, he contributed immensely towards transfer of technology of Arjun to various stakeholders such as Heavy Vehicles Factory, DGQA, and EME. As project director, Arjun MBT MK1 Alpha, he was instrumental in interacting with the users for finalization of upgrades and ensure fast-track decision-making through Arjun Core Committee. He is a member of the Society of Automotive Engineers and the Indian Institute of Welding. He has guided more than 10 student projects. Srivi Balakumaran has won many accolades to his credit. He was honored with the Lab Scientist of the Year Award, Lab Technology Group Award, and DRDO Performance Excellence Award. He has also received Commander's Commendation Card in recognition to his devotion to duty and distinguished service. We salute you, sir, for the utmost yeoman service for our country and express our sincere gratitude for sparing your valuable time to be a part of ICEABM. It's indeed our privilege for having you with us, sir. Over to you, sir.
Director CVRD, sir. I think sir has got some technical issues. He's joining right now. Thank you for your patience. He was inside and he's trying to rejoin. Thank you for your patience. We'll just wait for a couple of minutes for sir to join. Is he joining? It's raining very heavily in Chennai, due to which sir is having connectivity issues. He was inside and suddenly his connection got interrupted. And he's trying to rejoin. He's still having a technical problem. We are trying to contact him. Just a few moments. Sir, Dean sir, he's trying to join, sir. He has some connectivity issues. Srivi Murugan sir, Director CVRD. We'll just wait for few seconds and then.
Yeah, I think he would be occupied in another unavoidable meeting wherein he needs to be there.
Okay, sir.
So probably as it's getting delayed.
Yes, sir.
Maybe Dr. Prasida can send across some message in WhatsApp or whatever that.
They are trying to contact him, sir. Actually, he was inside, sir. but suddenly again his connection got interrupted.
Okay.
So shall we proceed, or he's just asking for 2 minutes, sir? We'll wait for 2 minutes. He just contacted.
Yeah, should be fine.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
We
sir.
should
Thank you
wait.
so
We
much.
should wait.
Yeah.
The people who are there on the meeting, please bear with us for the delay or the issues which are beyond our control. It's highly regretted. Please bear with us.
HOD Madam, and Dean Sir, and Deputy Director Sir. Sir is not able to join. Shall we proceed to the next agenda, sir?
Yes.
Probably we'll fix him up for some other occasion.
Yes.
We
Yeah,
don't
that's
want
fine.
to, yeah.
Absolute.
Thank you so much. Thank you, audience, for your patience. Gratitude makes sense of your past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. To express our sincere gratitude, I request Dr. V. Mohanasundari, Faculty, Department of Management Studies, and Coordinator, ICEABM, to propose the vote of thanks.
Ma'am, Gayatri ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
There is someone who has come with the
Sir has
director.
come,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
What
yes.
shall we?
No, if he is ready, we can go with
Yeah.
his address.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yes.
If he is ready.
Sir, Director, sir, Director CVRD, sir.
Madam, just hold on. I'll call
Yes.
director, sir. Madam, you are able to hear us now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very much, sir.
Just hold on.
Yeah. Is sir joining, sir?
He's coming. Sir is coming.
Sir, is he making a presentation?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Please give the co-host rights. Yes, sir. You will not be able to share the screen, sir. We will wait. We will give the co-host rights, sir. 1 minute.
Yeah. No. The presentation is not opening properly.
The inconvenience caused is highly regretted. Director CVRT is joining us. Sir, we have given the co-host rights, sir. Now you can share the screen. We've given the co-host rights to director.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Just hold on.
Now you can share. Shall we start, sir? Sir, we have shared the rights, sir. I think you will be able to share the screen. Are you able to, sir?
Yes, madam. We are opening the presentation. Look, you are able to see the screen, or we have to share this?
You have to share, sir. We are able to see only you. We are not able to view your screen.
1 minute, 1 minute. Just hold on.
Yeah. Sir.
Now you are able to see the screen, ma'am?
Sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Now we have to...
Yeah. Good morning, madam.
Welcome, sir. Welcome,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah,
Thank
sorry
you so
for a
much
lot of
for joining
changes
us.
and unfortunately, I have to. I'm engaged in some other activities. I have to come late.
So we understand, sir. We understand you're so busy. You are in the process of protecting all of us. Thank you so much, sir. We have introduced you to our audience. So over to you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Actually, yeah, please. Can I go ahead, madam, or anybody else to speak?
No, sir.
No, sir. You can go ahead.
Okay. Actually, the conference topic is emerging approaches in business management, agile interdisciplinary practices. So I try to just pen down the thought process, trying to define from fundamentals, and how as I go, I will be able to link with the experience and other areas. So we will be doing that. Yeah, can others mute the mic, please? Yeah, okay. And see, basically, I just start with the fundamentals only. Again, definition, I want to give a simple definition about business, which all the MBA students are aware. Actually, basically, business is towards making a profit. What are the activities required to ensure the profit in different manner? That is the part of business activity. And the statement is very blunt, saying that business activity of making money. Otherwise, you can put it profit. And managing is nothing but a lot of resources are required to run the business. It can be manufactured products or services or goods. And these resources has to be coordinated and ensure that it is delivering the objective of the business. So basically, it's the arts and science of managing resources is management. So when you talk about the business management, these are the making profit using optimal utilization of resources by properly managing it. Of course, the focus of business, again, I want to repeat, it is on profit generation and sustaining the business. That means not only you focus on generating profit, but invest properly so that the business is sustaining. And what are the strategies, business strategy required towards it has to be part of the business, part of the top management. Of course, profit generation happens by effective and efficient utilization of resources such as man, materials, machines, methods, and so on. And this is, each area has to be carefully planned, and you have to schedule the activities of each of the domains, and the technology has to be adopted for the technology for the profit and technology for spreading that underlying technology also we have to adopt it. So with this background, what is basically planning? I try to list down the major risk management areas because the concept is how we are going to interact, how the interdisciplinary actions are required for ensuring that the business stays alive, stays agile, so that it can be keep forwarding and business always on the upward trend, and we should not go into a scenario where it will go to a downward trend. So basically, we start with the human resources management, where the kind of skills, knowledge, and the team are hired through them. Once they hire it, they also train them in beginning at intermediate stages so that they always remain current in their area of domain. Finance management basically ensures the profitability and value to the stakeholders. Basically, any public sector, they focus on creating profit so that the stakeholders are interested and it is listed in a higher manner. So finance management takes care of that. And marketing management, of course, I giving a basic definition, more will be done by each of the management areas. Marketing, they scan for this customer needs. You should understand what is the current product as of now, and what are the products in the areas in the years to come, and what are the competitors doing that they are having a thing. You can directly interact, or you have to somehow you have to get the feel of what your competitors are doing, and you should give a roadmap of what the future products are required to be developed in the company, so that the technology management or R&D management division takes care and develop the technology and the product in time. So basically, marketing management gives the pulse and feed what is required to the R&D management or R&D division of the company. So when you talk about technology management, it is focused on timely product development based on customer needs. So I'll be, even though R&D management, my domain is R&D management, where I work in DRDO. So I'll be a little bit elaborating how to manage the technology efficiently based on my experience and based on what I'm seeing in the scenario, in Indian scenario. And what I'm telling is applicable to the international scenario also. Broadly, it may be adopting X technology, Y technology, otherwise concepts are same. Systems management, basically use of information technology and its advances such as digital transformation, and how this can be used to effectively disseminate the information, disseminate the services, and so on. Of course, I want to make it clear that each domain of management, as highlighted, some of the things I might have missed because I do not give a big list, but each of the management area are equally important, and the business cannot survive independently without it can survive collaboratively only. And if one agency, one management division is not there, they will not be, or if they are not functioning properly, the business will go to a downward spiral. And each of the key management areas are to be appropriately managed in an integrated manner. When you talk about interdisciplinary practices and more so agile interdisciplinary practices, these management areas are to interact on constant basis. There should be a mechanism where they interact, maybe periodically, monthly basis or quarterly basis, and they should keep on upgrading the requirements, and everybody should meet each other's requirement. The concept of internal customer, that should be promulgated within each organization. So if we are talking that and effectively implement the concept of internal customer, everything will fall in place. Coming to technology management, of course, I was telling that marketing should do a survey of the current products in the market, and what are the products it's required based on the customer survey, that is market survey, and what are the things our companies are trying to do, and then somehow we should have information directly or indirectly. With all that, we should develop each of the business units should develop a roadmap, product roadmap. So once you make a product roadmap, then basically each of the product will be requiring a higher level of technology, because each product will be requiring different technology to be adopted. And you can see in the automobile market that every car is coming with a different technologies. Even though minor, it has got an impact, and it got a customer's voice of customer incorporated into that. So basically, when you talk about the product portfolio, we should evolve the technology management based on the voice of customers. That means it's a role of marketing management. They should dynamically do, because now the time to market, actually product has to be introduced on faster scale. You cannot wait and for somebody to do, and then you launch it. You lose the business because you are not in the first to market with that product. So you should always be dynamic and interact with the R&D management, and then so that the technologies are developed in time, and based on the product roadmap in the company business, based on in aligning with the business strategy, there should be a technology roadmap. And technology roadmap, once it's made, the concerned technology to be made available at the time in which product has to be launched. So basically, it requires the investment of R&D and development in time. That is, the time to development of the technology should be minimal, and what are the tools required are to be adopted in that manner. Basically, when it comes to technology management, when you come to the technology management, actually, basically, we should have a technology scanning. See, I will just put it this way: once you have the product outlined, what are the product to be developed, to be launched next 3 years, for example, the third year from now. So that product requires a particular technology to be adopted in each of these subsystems. Let us say engine, it should be more fuel efficient. maybe it become electrical technology you have to adopt. So all these things, it has to be understood and it should be defined as part of the product requirement in advance. And what are the technologies required, we have to scan in the environment. That means based on the requirement of the product, whether the technology is available within the country, whether it is available in the company itself, or we have to outsource the technology, or we have time to develop the technology. So basically, we have to make a make or buy decision of the technology. So once you make a decision, if you want to make, you have to launch the R&D efforts, and R&D efforts should mature within the time frame available for the product launch. If time is not available, then it's better to buy the technology and use it in the product development. So, but even though we say the technology scanning is required, and subsequently, when you want to make a decision of make and buy, before that, it should be a technology assessment, evaluated. What is the gap available in the company, gap available in the country, and where we are with the in comparison to the world, what is the technology gap? Those things can be taken care and make or buy decision to be taken. And once it is taken, whatever technology we develop, we have to develop with focus and on time. And what are the resources required for such development, including funding and infrastructure build-up? Everything should be enabled by the management so that it can be developed on time. So the product development using the technology. So once the technology is developed, as I said, third year you are trying to develop the product and launch. So this technology will be available. So products are developed with these technologies, and the technology marketing has to happen. Basically, one product has to be advertised in advance so that customers become aware of the product and the advantage of the technology imbibed into the product. This cycle continues profitably. So it ensures that the technology management cycle in interaction with all the business management domains, which I highlighted earlier, that has to be taken care. Then so that the continuous technology development, product development as per the product roadmap, everything happens properly. Of course, product development cycle, I just want to give you a hint on that. That is basically each of the product will have a specification, and each of the subsystem, as I again told earlier, it can be engine, it can be gearbox, or it can be as good as the better safety provisions in the vehicle system, making a lightweight product, fuel efficient, or it can be a electric vehicle, hybrid vehicle with more advantageous features. Those things will emanate as part of the specification for the to be developed product. And with those inputs, like technology management approach, which I highlighted in the earlier slide, a development of subsystem should happen with the available or outsourced technologies, depending on the time frame. And the product developed has to be extensively before launching into the market, because that means you can see a lot of automobiles are running here, and it's also going here test track where it is certified for all aspects. So everything has to be done, completed, and the product should be ready to launch in that particular time frame. So that is a critical thing. Time to market is very critical, and all the domains of management should ensure that it is coordinated, efforts are made, and it is delivered on time. So timely product development and launch in all portfolios and all segments is the key of any business strategy and business sustainability. I just want to indicate one more area, that is technovation. Now, innovation is very critical, and wherever we go, we talk about innovation. Of course, technovation is nothing but technology innovation is very critical. It can be a disruptive technovation, or it can be incremental technovation, depending upon the input given by the marketing. And sometimes you try to launch a disruptive technology-based product beneficially, and there are risk involved also. The company has to, or business has to weigh the risk and advantages into the disruptive technovation. But it is many companies are taking a lead in taking risk and launching the disruptive innovative products. Other one is the incremental innovation, that is a progressive innovation in the introduction of technology that all companies are doing. But if you want to come forward, actually the whoever comes first who takes the first step, they are the winner. Normally, army also we just say whoever makes the first shot, he wins the war. So here also who was the first launch the product with the disruptive technology, they are likely to win the war. And of course, there is a strategy of technology cycle, product cycle, all those things. I'm not venture considering the time frame. First time, every time is to be the mantra for the marketing. First time, every time, rightly is to be the mantra for the marketing. And of course, there are talks about digital transformation is happening. A lot of manufacturing technologies are happening. Like digital transformation, it transfers way we do business. Like now we are talking about the various, we are ordering online with various sources, and you are getting next day you are getting the product. You can able to scan it, order it immediately online, and you are able to get next day itself. So quickly we are getting it because we are able to business digitally online. But digital transformation in a business requires careful adaptation and introduction, because it can be sometimes it can be highly risky, and there also can be an incremental approach. It can have a radical approach. So there are some agencies are having a radical approach. The CEOs are taking risk, and with the risk, if these becoming positive and everybody is happy, and the business go for a very good topper speed. Okay. And anyway, digital transformation, I will just talk about artificial intelligence, machine learning. These are the buzzwords which I talk to the business world, and everybody wants to go for that. And of course, as I said earlier, we should carefully mention the artificial intelligence and all the concepts, and there will be a risk maybe there. So that's why I'm putting it that carefully choose the technological path and tread interactively. Interaction with all the domains of management in agile manner is need of the hour, because we are talking about the short term for product development, short term for technology development, and all the domains should carefully and in agile manner interact each other, so that the business interest of that is basically business interest is maintain the profitability higher, and the business should sustain. So you carefully track the digital transformation. There are a lot of things like IoT, and many buzzwords are there. So depending on the company business area, they can venture into that and then tread into that carefully. So with this, I think I'll just want to conclude. Any questions are there, we can answer. Of course, I just want to add one more thing. In DRDO also, we are having the concept of the product roadmap. 10 years, we know what is the roadmap for product, what is the technology required for 10 years. We know that, and we are launching the product development, technology development accordingly. So same thing I'm advocating into this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for joining us in spite of your hectic schedule. We are really grateful to you, sir. Dr. V. Mohanasundari, Coordinator, ICEABM, will propose the vote of thanks. Director CVRD, sir, can you stop sharing the screen, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
A thankful heart is not only the greatest virtue, but the parent of all other virtues. To quote John F. Kennedy, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. A very good afternoon to the August gathering. I deem it a privilege to propose the vote of thanks on the special day. On behalf of the Department of Management Studies and the entire fraternity, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest and all our eminent dignitaries for gracing this occasion. I am humbled and honored to be one to thank our Director Admin, Sri J. Chandrakumar IAS, retired, who drives the organization and is the pillar of Vadapalani campus. Thank you very much, sir, for gracing the occasion and motivating us. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Professor Amaya Baumik, President, Lincoln University College, Malaysia. Thank you, sir, for your motivating speech and the support you have extended, leading to the successful joint of ICEABM 2021. I would like to thank you, sir, in your own Malay language. Please excuse in case of pronunciation mistakes. Terima kasih banyak Tuhan. I also extend my sincere thanks to our international guest, Sri Nadarajan Tangaraja, Head Enterprise Delivery, Medibank, Australia,
for being here with us despite the time gap of 5.5 hours and for sharing his corporate knowledge with the research and academic community. Thank you, sir. I want to place on my record my sincere gratitude to the guest of eminence, Srivi Bala Murugan, Director CVRDE, Chennai, who spared his busy schedule despite a live streaming session as a part of the parliamentary activity. Sir has taken out time to join us and to share his experiences and knowledge with us, giving us an opportunity to learn from them. Thank you, sir. I'm also thankful to the guest of honor, Professor Justin Paul, University of Puerto Rico, USA, for sharing his global experience with us. Thank you, sir, for your very thought-provoking and interesting address. I would also thank the special invitee, Professor Shyam Katwal, Faculty of Management, Tribhuvan University, Nepal, for consenting to take part in this event and share his viewpoints to light the sense of research. Dhanyavad ji. I would also extend my thanks to our session chair, Dr. Chinnasamy Agamudai Nambi Malarvi, Associate Professor, Faculty of Management, Multimedia University, Malaysia, Dr. D. Deepa, Senior Professor, Madurai Kamaraj University, Dr. V. Sasireka, Professor, Sri Sairam Institute of Management Studies, Chennai, Dr. Renu Rati, Associate Professor, School of Commerce, Bengaluru, Dr. G. Madamita, Associate Professor, Wales Institute of Science and Technology and Advanced Statistics, Vistas, Chennai. I also would like to extend my sincere thanks to Deputy Director, Administration, Professor Ramachandran, for his endless support and the reason behind the collaboration with Lincoln University College, Malaysia. Your presence makes us all the difference, sir. Thank you very much. High spirit, high motivation, and highest performance are the keywords behind the success of ICEABM IST Vadapalani campus, which is being steered by our Dean, sir, Professor C.V. Jayakumar. Our sincere thanks and gratitude are due to sir for his support and encouragement for all our academic endeavors. I also would like to extend my sincere thanks to our Dean, College of Management, Dr. Subhashri Nadarajan, ICEABM IST Katangulathur campus, for accepting our invitation and being part of this international conference. It gives us great privilege, ma'am. Thank you so much. I take this opportunity to thank our all VPs, VP Academics and Placements, Dr. C. Gomati, ma'am, Dr. S. Kesavan, VP Research and IQAC, Dr. S. Karthikeyan, VP Examinations, for extending all your support to us in conducting this international conference. I thank each and every delegate of this event who have contributed their knowledge and insights through your paper presentations. This type of event cannot happen overnight. The wheels started moving about 3 months ago. It requires planning in detail. We have been fortunate to be supported by a team of very active and dedicated faculty members, students who were well versed in their jobs. I lack words to thank for their participation and their willingness to complete tasks beyond their comfort zones. Thank you all my colleagues and students. Our sincere thanks are due to the heads and faculty of various departments for gracing the occasion with your august presence. Our thanks are due to Dr. Arun Nehru, Assistant Professor CSC, and Mr. Sridhar from ITKM department for the technical support. Our heartfelt gratitude to the non-teaching staff for all their support in the administrative related activities. I thank my sponsors for the event, Food and Jerry, MSV Villas, Matrix Max, and also Arunachalam and Sharad Babu for their contributions for the day. A special note of thanks to our student volunteers, Jervin, Homan, Deepa, Vignesh, Gautam, Manikantan, Arunachalam, Sudarshan, Rahul, Ganesh, Sharat, Varshini, Sahitya, Vishali, Kunal, Akash, and Balachandran for their wonderful cooperation, effortless work contributed to the conference. Thank you and thank you so much. We owe our gratitude to Almighty for giving us the strength to carry out all our academic activities amidst the pandemic and the weather condition for the day. Thank you all. And once again, I thank everyone to be part of this conference. Let this conference to a new beginning of research paradigm. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohan Sundari.
Thank you.
A small request to all the participants. We would be very happy if you can switch on your videos so that we can just take a picture. Dean sir and Director sir, just few minutes. I know it is the longest inaugural that we had. The participants, can you kindly switch on your video? Sita ma'am, can you switch on your video, ma'am? I think ma'am is not there. Yeah, whoever is there. Dr. Prabhadevi, if you say yes, I'll proceed.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Few more students can switch on their videos.
A few more people, if you can switch on your video, it would be very nice. Yes. Okay, ma'am.
Tell us when we need to smile.
Yes, sir. Cheese.
Say cheese.
Thank you so much. We have come to the closure of the inaugural session. Thank you, all of you, for your patient listening. We got the best of
Good work.
Yes, sir.
Good work. All the best.
Thank you very
Jiva.
much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
God bless.
Thank
God
you.
bless. Superb. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you. Every beginning
I'm
has
taking
an end, and every end has a new beginning. We are waiting to get intellectual inputs from the technical session, which would follow the inaugural session. The delegates are requested to kindly join the respective technical sessions. With folded hands, we thank all of you, and I conclude with the popular verses of Robert Frost. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. Miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Thank you, all of you.
I may be permitted to leave, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The delegates, kindly join your respective sessions.